just gonna get right into it. Honestly, haven't we been waiting so long just to hear him, like, hear from him since the incident of Meg coming out saying she was shot by him? We remember Meg came out when she finally talked. She was came out on her Instagram live a couple weeks ago, and she was just like, she basically came out saying, she was like, tell him you shot me, you know? Tell him who shot me and why, and stop lying. She said stop lying and telling everyone that it wasn't you. That's what Meg came out saying. So we've been waiting since then to hear from Tory Lanez. Everyone has. I know I have. Because, like, if you didn't do it, wouldn't you just come out and just, like, say I didn't do it? I mean, that's what we're... So that's pretty much why it was crazy when he finally came out this weekend. On Thursday, he came out and he was just, like, on Twitter and on his Instagram, he was just like, I got time to talk today. There's a time to be silent and there's a time to speak. And I said I could say on all this on all platforms in about 5 minutes at 9 p.m. Eastern time. He came out and said that, so everyone was waiting. I know I was waiting, and he dropped an album. The album called Daystar.
How do you feel about that?
The album, to me, I was one of those people who were like, he's canceled. He is canceled. Like, to be honest, like, as a black woman, I could never be in support of Megan and still be in support of Tory Lanez, you know? He doesn't feel apologetic in any type of way. And even after listening to the album, I still feel like he's not apologetic. It was a wrong time to be doing that, especially this week. You know, we got the news of Breonna Taylor not receiving any justice, and social media being so enraged and mad, and in support of black women in the struggle of how literally we're not cared for, we're not protected. And this case with a domestic violence case against, Tory Lanez in regards to this shooting of Meg Thee Stallion and him being silent, he felt like it was a perfect time to release a statement. Well, it wasn't even a statement, it was an album. So in retrospect, he was actually promoting, using this time to promote his album, He was trying to make profit off of a black woman's pain, and that's not okay. And that's why it gave me a distaste, even going into finding out what he had to say was actually dropping an album. I was expecting an apology. But get back to what I wanted to show you and what he said for Care For You. He was like, there's traumas in my past that might make me talk loud and lash at you. Sorry for the times my attitude mixed with the status too. Like, that's not an apology. I feel like Tory actually hasn't learned from what he did, or he hasn't accepted what he did. I don't know. I mean, then again, I don't know the full story, but there's really not much I really need to know.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree. I feel like he has...
Meg clearly said on her live, you shot me, and tell them you shot me, She said that, so...
Meg from the side, man. You know what I'm saying? I think people gonna ride. I think that she wouldn't have said something like that so definitively if she was lying.
Exactly.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta look at people in their face when they talking to you. But I think that Tory's decision to just put an album out talking about it, of course they're gonna say that was great marketing, you know what I'm saying, as an artist. Any businessman would say that.
How'd you feel when you listened to it?
But the issue with that is I feel like there comes a time when every man or woman has to make a decision to choose morality or choose business. Unfortunately, like you say, this is a black woman's pain. This is a very sensitive topic, especially at this time. So
he's choosing to capitalize and profit off of black women's pain.
And the decision to do
That's
that
disgusting.
Is what makes me think that maybe he has not learned or even is aware of what has happened.
I listened to the album just because I wanted to. I was just like everybody else, trying to figure out what you had to say, and it wasn't. And after listening to the album, I was very disappointed. I mean, the album quality, taking away from the whole controversy about the shooting, the quality of the album was okay. It was good, but it was only good because it kind of felt like he was biting the sounds of a a couple other rappers, but I'm not gonna like get into that. You know, it sounded a little Drake-ish
like
to
Drake.
me.
It sounds like Drake.
You know,
but that's all aside from the point, because like you said,
but then again, they're from the same area though. They're from the same area, Toronto.
Right.
Exactly the same area. So I can't say they're biting because rappers around from the same area.
I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and say maybe that's just a Toronto thing.
Yeah, because that's what it came out sounding like. I heard a song on there
that sounded like The Weeknd, so I was like, maybe this is just a Toronto thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let them have that part of it, but this is the thing. As an artist, as a businessman, yes, you express yourself through your art. That's what you do. The only reason this situation is different is because of how personal it was. You know what I'm saying?
But he also doesn't think he did it.
Well, that's another thing. Because listening to the album, it sounds like listening to the album, it does sound like he's saying he didn't do it.
I mean, in Money Over Fallouts, he specifically says...
The question becomes, who did it then? And are you saying you didn't do it, or are you just coming at everybody that just assumes you did it? I mean...
I feel like he should have been more specific.
No, that's what he says. Listen,
if you're going to come out, come out.
Okay, in Money Over Fallouts, he also says, how the fuck you get shot in your foot, don't hit no bones or tendons, how the fuck your team is trying to pay me in some whole millions, I just lost like 10 million because this cold business, but I got like 10 million followers that's gonna roll with me, fans that support me because they know my heart. So he's basically saying he didn't do it. He's like, how he's basically denying, how did you get shot but didn't hit no bones or tendons? That means he really thinks he did not shoot her.
Alright, I don't think that's what he's saying at all. I feel like, and I'm gonna say this.
That's what it sounds like.
No, because she did a photo shoot like 3 days after with a whole lot of thank you cards and all of that. A whole photo shoot, mind you.
I also heard that was done like weeks before the incident.
No, they didn't show her feet at all in any of those pictures.
Okay, so she definitely probably had it casted then.
And they were saying like sincere cards, like get well soon.
Yes.
Like, this definitely happened right after. So I feel like he was speaking on that situation. You know, you saying you shot and you so hurt and this, that, and the third, but you here doing the photo shoots, showing cards.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
I don't know. It felt very disingenuous to me.
The only thing that justifies something like that to me is the fact that you are still a persona. Look, business don't stop. So anybody that's continuing to work, although they going through something, you know what I'm saying, it's reasons why people do that. But I do feel like it's something that's, waiting to happen. I definitely feel like Meg's next album, Meg's first album, is probably going to go platinum because of this. You know what I'm saying? Everybody going to be tuned in.
But Meg's been doing well. She's been doing well since that. She dropped the whole WAP. That track came out. That's #1 right now.
Yeah,
so
we love Meg.
Exactly.
But
and now she's about to be on.
Tory positioned himself in such a way where it's just like, dude, you were already, everyone was already looking at you crazy, but now people looking at you like, oh
yeah, like you painted a picture for me now.
Yeah, that you really are crazy. That you really are crazy. I feel that black men actually do not support us the way, black women support them and come out and speak up on their platforms.
I mean, I do see our brothers starting to speak up, and I will say that there was a time where it wasn't, as often. There was a certain level of misogyny in the black community, definitely, and so we, as men, have overlooked some things ourselves, but in this time...
But men still support Tory Lanez. How?
Those men are young, most of them, and a lot of them are... I mean, because you got to understand, we're living in a world where 6ix9ine's lifestyle has been justified, even though everybody know he a snitch.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, when it comes to something like this...
He snitched on himself.
And that's, but he still got fans, though. He's a different
kind of snitch. We're going to give him a whole different type of name.
And that's the crazy thing. For someone like that to still have fans and follow what you're doing lets us know right there that there's people in the world that will justify anything. Well, you wasn't there.
Okay. So do you feel that way? Do you feel that way? Do you think that way, though?
I mean, I think that we as black men cannot go without acknowledging the pain that Megan is going through as a black woman. That's something that we cannot overlook.
We just need you guys to speak up more, though. You know.
I mean, definitely.
Just like we fight for you guys on everything.
Right. And we have this
I think
mentality.
that's what black women are saying right
but
now.
what that comes from, I feel like, is the mentality of what? Mind your business. You know what I mean? And I think that we've grown so personalized.
What do you mean by the mentality of mind your business?
Because a lot of people aren't speaking up simply because they ain't involved. You know what I'm saying? Or they feel as if they're not involved. And for you to not feel involved in that is for you to feel disconnected from your community. You as a black woman, for you as a black woman to say, I don't identify with her pain. You know what I'm saying? That's just a disconnect. So you have a group of people that are like that. I don't know. I think that we as black men are stepping up. I'm not going to say that we're not, but what I will say is we can definitely take stronger stands. We can definitely
I'm just asking,
do more.
Do you feel like you guys are doing enough? That's what I meant.
Oh, you talking about based on like kind of what just happened?
Yeah, in general,
I think so.
like,
I think
are you guys
so.
actually, we're asking that's what's also going on right now.
Because I'm not going to act like
black men to step up and
right.
talk.
I have seen a lot of people step up and call out Tory Lanez for this type of behavior as well. So I am seeing, different people step up and say, look, this ain't right.
Okay.
And like I say, that effort is just continuing to grow. But I think that we really just got to start loving our women more, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Or being okay with that, being okay with showing love in general. I think that we still looking at that. Some of us are still looking at that like a sign of weakness or something. Like
after what happened,
if we side with Meg somehow, is we weak or something? You know what I'm saying? So.
I mean, basically, after what happened this week with the whole Breonna Taylor case and opening the eyes of many people, I hope this made you guys really think of how much black women are disrespected. Okay, like let's equate like what happened with the whole Breonna Taylor case. Like my student loans cost more than the cops fined for a Class D felony of killing a black woman, in her sleep. Like, what in the world? Like, let's understand that and try to wrap our minds around that,
The times.
And so I'm very happy that people are starting to see how and what we mean when we say the black woman is the most disrespected. But let's try to change that, Now that we are opening our eyes, let's work forward and move forward and trying to change that. So. What is your stance on divorce? You want to get married?
Yeah, I definitely want to get married.
Okay.
Definitely want to get married. I don't think divorce should be like if you're marrying someone. I don't think divorce is in the cards. Me personally.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you're making that conscious decision to marry someone, that's something that you are committing to. You know what I mean? Where I come from, that's not something that you do.
Okay.
I'll say that.
So your background and what you've seen that people don't really like.
Right. That's not something that you really do. I'm just.
Me too. Coming from a Nigerian background as well. Like, when you get married, that's for the long haul. There's I think that's like an American westernized.
Well, we seeing it rub off on us. We seeing it rub off on us. I mean, we have situations like what Cardi B is going through right now. Her and Offset.
Oh yeah, let's get into that.
And they were the most loved hip hop couple. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was running and gunning for him. You know what I mean? Everybody thought it was all good.
Yeah, I mean, but there was still a couple bumps in the road. I mean, Offset couldn't keep his thing in his pants.
Oh Lord.
I guess.
I mean,
he was also. I feel like Offset didn't. I feel like Offset loved her. I'm not gonna say he didn't love her, but I also felt like he had a lot of growing up to do. And Cardi wanted a husband, and he wanted a wife, but he also wanted everything else that came with the life of being a rapper.
So you say that Offset wasn't ready to be a husband, but do you think Cardi was ready to be a wife?
Why do you even ask that question?
No, the only reason I say that is we gotta ask that
because you said she isn't cook, she isn't clean, but let me tell you how I got this ring.
There could have been.
Is that where you get that from?
Oh, nah,
okay.
I'm just saying.
You gotta look at both
was
sides.
Cardi mentally ready to be a wife? Did she get? I don't know.
I've actually heard on interviews Cardi say, I'm really excited for. I mean, I've known Cardi since her Twitter days, and since loving hip hop. So she used to always say like the main thing is I want to get married and have like a whole bunch of kids from the same exact man, the same husband. So I felt like she was ready to be a wife. That's what she wanted.
Had the situation been different?
Exactly.
Because she did shut down all of the rumors. She shut down all of the rumors and said it had nothing to do with the cheating. She said it had nothing to do with.
I think she's given him many chances.
She was saying that it was just the arguments, the disagreements, And that's why I talk about the relationship, because there's something going on. There's just a disconnect between the black man and the black woman.
Is that what you feel like? Why Cardi's filing for divorce now?
I think that they are real now. Well, she personally is realizing that they just don't understand. They can't understand each other. And they've been trying
I think
to
she's
make it
realized
work.
that I think she's tired. I think she's tired. Personally, from a female standpoint, Cardi is tired and she's done with Offset in a sense. Like, I'm done trying to make you realize that I've been down for you since the jump, you know, and you keep sneaking around. I mean, I can't keep.
Oh, no.
I don't want to keep keeping tabs on you. You know, that's not what a wife should do. So I feel like she's like, you know, it doesn't feel like a marriage, so she's filing for divorce, and I feel like that's a good thing for her. It's a good thing for her. I mean, you can love someone, but you don't need to be married to them. So I understand that part, but it wouldn't. I mean, personally, me, I'm not marrying somebody.
And when you say that, you said you can love someone and not want to be married to them. And it's funny that you say that, because I think about how Ray J just filed for divorce, didn't even consult his wife. I mean, and I think, and when you hear his response from that, it seems like he felt like he made a mistake.
Oh yeah,
So,
Princess found out from social media the same day he filed.
that everyone else found out. You know what I'm saying?
Weird.
And he seemingly to him, it looks like he knows he made a mistake.
Yeah. I heard that he was basically
and
saying
he still loves the girl. So was that an issue of just, well, I love her, but maybe we shouldn't have got married? You know, I don't know.
No, Ray J came out and said, I understand. Sometimes people make rash decisions when they're mad and angry, and I realize that. So I feel like that divorce that he filed for might not go through, just because he doesn't even seem like he was really adamant about it, like how Cardi was and on her live saying, you know, explaining and justifying why she did it.
I don't know, man. Like,
Ray J's kind of,
you gotta sit down and fill out paperwork to file for a divorce.
Yeah.
You really mad to go file for divorce.
And that's how I feel. And when I see,
I feel like it's really immature. That's a very immature.
When we talk,
we've gone back and forth on divorce. Like, first it was her who wanted to file for divorce, and she did. And then they reconciled a couple months, and then a couple months now, and here goes now he's filing for divorce and doing the same thing Princess did a couple months ago, and now he's saying he did it because he was heated at the time. So I don't know. I wish them well, and I hope you guys do work it out, because you do have 2 kids together. I mean, hold on. I want to ask you, say one more question. Do you think that couples should stay together just because they have kids together?
Just because they have kids together? No. I would say no.
Will you stay with somebody just because you have kids together? Will you stay with somebody just because you have kids together? If it comes down to what,
try to make it personal.
I mean, if it comes down to Ray J's situation, you know, because that's why. I mean, he obviously didn't feel that way.
Well, I don't think that you have to stay with your the mother of your children to be there for your children. So
I'm asking, what would you do though?
I probably would not, because I'm not a fake person. I'm not someone that can act like, you know, I want to be around somebody that I don't. So me personally, I probably wouldn't. But I'm just saying
because you feel like it doesn't help the kids, right?
Well, no. What I'm saying is you can still be there for your kids.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say that whole thing is up to you. Some people want to work it out. Some people know that that ain't gonna happen. The more we go further, it looks to be that marriage is more of a business. So even when you look at divorce, you know, you have to look at that. Are people doing that, like you say, for business reasons and
I mean,
whatnot?
marriage is kind of
as
a business,
opposed
though.
to not just the negative stigma of divorce. Oh my God, they're getting a divorce, but people getting a divorce for business reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, when Wiz and Amber got a divorce, they had a party about it. It wasn't. They didn't want it to be like a negative thing. But what I'm trying to say is...
so you're not... Okay, so can we talk about Kim and Kanye?
I'm just saying, I'm looking at, just...
So, like...
Our people's situations, and I'm just basing an opinion, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you're saying, it's more business related. You know what I'm saying? Because, honestly...
For people in the industry...
You can
for people in the industry?
I mean, and people in general.
People in general.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you sign your name on a marriage license... Y'all doing taxes together at that point. So you're really just going into business together on paper.
I believe marriage is a business as well.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's no contract that comes with, oh, I love you, let's be together.
Because then
you know what I
can be in a
mean?
relationship where I get, the state involved and get married.
Right.
Yeah, man. So that's something that we all, and marriage is a whole nother thing because, you know where we come from, y'all. We come from spiritual. We come from connection. We come from emotion. You know what I'm saying? And so when we get to all of this paperwork side of marriage, a lot of us are looking at it like, what is this?
Honestly, where I come from, divorce is not an option.
It's something, and that's something we got to get back to. But we have adopted this mindset of marriage being a business, and we do that because of taxes and what have you. So we just need to start considering all of these things, before we decide to move forward. You can love someone, but are you ready to start a business with them?
You want to talk about business? People have been saying that Kim actually wants to divorce Kanye.
Yeah.
And now she's seeing the reason, they're saying the reason why she has not filed exactly, put the actual paperwork in, is because it's not going to be a good look for her business.
Opportunist.
I don't, I love the Kardashians, so I'm not gonna chime in with that. But, I grew up on them, when their show came out, I was a young little 12-year-old, so I started watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Anyways, but with the whole Kim and Kanye thing, I do see why Kim would not do that, okay? Now, Kanye has been going through a lot. We all know he has been actually clinically diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which those of you who don't know, that is a very real mental disorder, and you can go through episodes of mania, which is what we've seen Kanye go through in the past couple of months. Whether he wants to admit it or not, he has had some episodes of mania, even with the whole, I don't know, I won't go up as far as to say this entire campaign for running for president, but some of the things that he has said, you can see that he's going through his highs and lows. So that can put a strain on a marriage, So I do understand Kim not wanting to file for divorce right now. Kim is a very business-oriented woman. I think her whole entire family is that way. And I don't knock her on that because that's good, make your money and keep it in the family. But I think right now she knows she's a mother of 4. She's just trying to protect her kids. I feel like that's what's really going on.
Man. You
and
can't
it's
tell
not
me
because she doesn't love Kanye. Because if she didn't love Kanye, I would say this: why doesn't she just divorce him right now? If she didn't really love him, I think she loves him enough to give him the respect to wait till he's in a better place, and then when things calm down, then say she wants to file for divorce. And I think that's why I brought it up. It's a business thing.
Well, you said that she has. So you think that she's waiting because she respects him?
I don't.
I would say that she's waiting because, like you said, it's not a good time, right?
Yeah,
business.
And trying to protect her brand because she'll look bad. She will look bad. It will look
so
like,
did you love him, or was it just bad business?
Right.
I thought she definitely did love him. She definitely. She loved him.
But for us to even
but it's hard though. It's hard because
speaks volumes. I think that.
Have you ever been with somebody who has mental disorder?
Oh Lord. So
have you ever been with somebody who has a mental disorder?
So are we now
I'm asking you that question
divorce?
I'm asking you that question. Have you ever been with somebody who has a mental disorder?
Probably, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. If you've never been with somebody who has a mental disorder or had a family member who has a mental disorder, which I actually do, so I can actually understand. It's my family. I have a family member who has, bipolar disorder. I can understand how hard that is to deal with. Now, I can't understand how hard it is to deal with in a marriage, but as a family member, that's already hard. So to be married to somebody who has that mental disorder, I feel like it might put a strain on her marriage and, being a mother to her kids. So I can understand that aspect of it. And I do wish them the best. And I hope those speculations
This is my only question about it, though.
What's up?
Wasn't he diagnosed with that before they got married?
I have no clue. I actually think it was recent after his mom,
That was before they got married.
Yeah. That's another thing.
Well, so I don't really know when he exactly was diagnosed, but I feel like he has been having more trouble with keeping control and seeking help and actually realizing that he's going and he needs help, And I feel like, and I think Kim knows though. I think Kim personally knows that she can't, he's a grown man, and she can only do so much. Yeah. The person actually has to want to get help. And so I feel like when she's filing for divorce, it's that she's done so much and she's like, I need to protect my kids and be a mother.
I mean, I just think
I've
that-
tried to do as much as I can.
I think that their whole situation is just a little bit different because, another reason she could be filing for divorce is, like you say, she just doesn't know what to do. And a lot of that is just because we don't come from the same culture.
Right.
I mean, if it was a black woman, and this isn't a stereotype,
This is fact.
she is gonna figure it out. You understand me? The tactics of someone from a culture like a Kim K would be to, well, we need to take him to see somebody. We need to take him to, a place. And that's why you get rants like Ye saying they trying to lock me up, because that's not something that our people would do.
I mean, but did you hear what Ye said about her mother, though? He came out saying, Chris is pretty much treating me like I'm the guy from Get Out. That also tells you how she's...
He did say everybody knows the movie.
I mean, as a white, and you talking about my mom like that publicly, I understand it's not I understand it's not you, it's your mental disorder, but that's hard.
But
that's tough.
True? Like, is that mental disorder, or is it true?
Whether it's true or not, though, that's what I'm saying, though. You have to understand why she wants to do it, though, because, that's a lot for her to deal with, and anyone to deal with them.
But we shouldn't.
Let's be empathetic. Let's be empathetic.
That's what we're really saying.
Right.
Like, that shouldn't even be an option.
Right.
Just like divorce. Like the crazy house. You don't take me this. You know what I'm saying? But she wouldn't know that because she knows no other way.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's all we're saying. I mean, that particular divorce.
I mean, that also goes
is
into
deep because it's a culture. It's a culture.
It's a
difference
culture.
too.
Yeah.